Have you seen the video of the guy that keeps saying he wasn't put in a full Nelson? That seems so odd. What? Is that the whole thing? He just refuses to believe he was in a full Nelson? It's in a bar, someone restrained him, said they put him in a full Nelson and refused, and had a meltdown with the police.
This is what happens when you threaten a cop.
Once I punch you in the balls, I can grab your gun. I want them.
That's quite a... Wait a minute. This is like season 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This man's calling his shots.
When you threaten a cop.
Once I punch you in the balls, I can grab your gun.
Next you're gonna say, put your hands behind your back. Holy.
I want them.
How you doing, sir?
Membership Loki.
So he hit stuff?
Slammed his head into the wall and then into my door.
So he didn't hit a person?
I threatened to.
You threatened to?
Yeah. I never did though.
Okay. You guys have I'm gonna help you up.
So that's where the full Nelson was applied down there, I'm assuming, right? So they had him in the full Nelson, and then they arrived there. He's emotional right now. The alcohol is doing a lot of heavy lifting on his emotions. But is that where the full Nelson was?
Not helping you get out.
You don't need to.
He's handling himself just fine. He's doing great.
Able to restrain him and subdue him on the ground with a full Nelson. Then once you guys arrived.
Uh-oh.
I was never in a full Nelson though.
Alright.
Okay.
Restrained both.
Well,
Never in a
for sake of conversation, he said that. It's neither here nor...
No, it's incorrect. It's incorrect.
What's going on tonight?
Half mount at best. Half mount at best.
full Nelson never happened.
Okay,
So
then it didn't happen.
obviously you're believing it didn't happen.
Well, you weren't talking to me before, so I need to figure something out.
No full Nelson, no case. I walk.
Fucking liar. He never had me in
Here's
a
the
full
thing.
Nelson.
Do you go by Christian?
It doesn't fucking
I'm
matter
gonna call
at
you
this
Christian,
point.
okay? Well, it does matter.
I go by anti-fucking Nelson at this point.
Here's the thing.
Officer, you gotta get the story straight.
Never had me at a full Nelson.
Stop. So now you're talking to me.
I see why he's so upset.
What happened?
Spreading rumors about a full Nelson? That's fighting words.
More to the situation.
Well, to be honest, I am drunk.
I don't believe that. I don't
All
believe
I
that.
know is nobody ever put me in any kind of.
Okay, then nobody put you in full Nelson. I'll agree.
There was no Nelson at all.
Okay. When I came up here, you were on the ground being held by him. So something led up to that point. I'm trying to figure out what led up to that point. I have his side, and now I'm trying to get...
So is that where the full Nelson argument ends? Also, where does faking your death even come in here? Oh, like he pretended to die during the arrest? I imagine that's what it is. He did like the classic, you know, play dead. Officer, I was never involved. Ragdolls himself. Like an Oblivion NPC. What the fuck is a full Nelson? What do you mean? You don't know what a full Nelson is? Here, I'll show you.
This is what...
This is like one of the most well-known moves of all time, next to the knuckle sandwich. This is like 101 shit. Like, this is human instinct. You're born with the knowledge of how to lock somebody in a Nelson fully. I would move states if someone put me in a full Nelson. Well, I mean, I see why he's so irate about it, man. If there was never a full master lock on the guy, you don't want that to be on your record. So, I mean, he's making his case. We'd have to check the CCTV footage. And, to be fair, to his credit, when we tune in here in the middle of the anime, that does not look like a full Nelson. That looks more like he's coddling him. Like, this is like breastfeeding position. You won't learn this in BJJ. This is like Steven Seagal Aikido. I've put a man in a full Nelson in every state. That's like some SpongeBob shit. There's not even a partial Nelson. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the only footage we see. It's very possible that he had him in the lock, and then he started crying and he felt bad, so he released it a little bit, and now he has him on his arm like a newborn. It is entirely possible that the Nelson happened. We just don't have footage of it. At least not yet. I need to watch the whole thing. But this seems like wholesome almost. You know what I mean? It's comforting. I thought he was like a victim of somebody when we first tuned in here. That was the post-Nelson. Yeah. No, you're right. He's still in the afterglow. He's burping him. Yeah. I think they're... I'm very curious where the playing dead comes in.
All I know is this motherfucker needs to fucking get a bullet through his head too.
Whoa! Whoa!
Like adults here for this situation, so we can get to the bottom of this.
You're out of line. Someone slap a full Nelson on this man.
Welcome to 2023. No, but nothing is an adult anymore. No, nothing.
What?
You can't call me an adult. That's assuming my age.
What? That doesn't even make sense. Anything we're trying to get to. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh my god. This hairline is fucking crazy. It looks like he's being birthed right now. Like in the Death Stranding trailer when it goes into his mouth and you see like the baby head poking out. Holy lord. Brother, just shave. It's not worth holding on to the morsels.
Head off the walls.
And I will still do that. All I have to
No,
do
okay,
is
fair.
punch
If you...
balls and...
That's not going to happen.
So, I'm pretty sure I can cause that. Because once I'm punching the balls, I can grab your gun.
No,
Do you really want to try it?
well,
He's got, I mean, officer, he's got all the power right now. Look at that stance.
You want to.
no, I really don't.
Because
You feeling lucky,
in your
punk?
eyes, it just looks like you want that challenge. I feel more like just hitting you in the chin.
It's your right to try it if you would like, but I would not advise it. So let me ask you this.
I really fuck with the officer here. He's like, brother, if you want to, you can, but you really shouldn't do it. He's talking to him like just the sultry tones of his voice. It's like calming me and angering him.
You are going to move from there, I promise you that.
Then you're gonna get a fist to your chin.
Not that.
This is what we're going to do. Kristen?
Not the pillow fists.
Christian, yeah.
Okay, Christian, stand up for me.
Nope.
Well, you're still going to stand up nonetheless.
Don't touch me.
I'm giving you the opportunity.
Officer, please put him in a full Nelson. Good lord, if there's any justice in this world, that'd be so poetic.
Stop.
He's asking for a Nelson. He's begging for a Nelson. He has his arms in Nelson position. You killed him.
Dead weight.
He's dead now.
I can handle that way. Good, but
Oh, not his. Please don't show me his ass. It's like the last thing I want to see.
Christian,
fucking-
I know you're going to be detained.
Hershey stains in the britches.
Christian, are you going to walk at all? Christian. Are you going to walk at all? Christian.
Great. If he really wanted to sell it, what he should have done is put like little rings in his pocket, so when he played dead, it pops out like when Sonic gets hit. Then he would have sold the illusions. Like, well, he's dead. Back to you, bartender. We can do nothing. Our jurisdiction ends here.
If you can hold the chair so it doesn't slide out for me.
We're going to need somebody to bring him back to life.
That before all this started,
Someone give this man a phoenix down.
also accidentally
Enforcement officer, which is in charge of him, so.
Well,
Well, hey, at this point, you might as well.
something's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Because you're going to make your problem.
He's going Super Saiyan.
I don't give a
You won't like him when he's angry. No. He tried playing nice. The full Nelson has awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan. He's too much.
I want your fucking gun.
You're not getting my gun, but I'm going to lean you on your side so you don't suffocate.
I want your fucking gun right now. I want the fucking gun!
What day of the week do you think that was? Friday, clearly. The bar is full. It's popping. This man was getting crazy. Having a good time, a hoot and holler. But what if it was a Waffle House? If it was a Waffle House, there'd be no survivors. It'd already be checkmate. He would have already grabbed 5 different pans and akimboed them. Today's story is on a YouTuber that I'm positive no adult knows or cares about, but it's just been quite some time since our last meaningless YouTuber beef that I thought this one was at least worth talking about because it's a nice little treat. It's beginning to feel a lot like 2016 with this one. So to break down the situation briefly, Two YouTubers were staying at the same haunted hotel that they were using for content, but then it leads to a bit of confrontation, and then eventually just a truly sour relationship between them. And there's a lot of big YouTubers involved here, and it all leads to this giant fucking black hole of main character syndrome, so they all get aggressive, and they all start filming each other, so they're saying all their aggressive shit towards their camera about one another. It's a big mess, it's very goofy. The main two players here in this soap opera are Brent Rivera, a channel with 25 million subs, and I guarantee you haven't heard of him if you're over the age of 18. Unless, of course, you're suffering from some psychological damage and actually enjoy watching an asshole babysit children, like actual kids, and for some reason make a lot of content specifically with 10 and 11-year-olds. His audience is very clearly like actual toddlers, like goo goo gaga, here comes the airplane with the vegetables level children. And a couple days ago, this tough guy puffed out his chest and threw down with another big YouTuber named Tyler Oliveira. And man, what a disaster that was. Now, I don't want it to get twisted here, I'll be very clear. I have no problem with people who make content catering to children. It's extremely smart to target that demographic because of how lucrative it is. But there has to be some level of self-awareness when you do that. Like, have some shame. You're not a tough guy like Brent Rivera pretends to be. Brent Rivera got confronted in the real world, and I'm using that word loosely because it wasn't really confronting. He got trolled in real life, and just for some reason acted far stronger and more badass than he is. Like, bro, you make videos eating gum off of a child's shoe. Like, why are you going to try and pretend to be like this fucking man's man when met with controversy or when met with conflict in the real world? So it ended up being a horrible look for him when Tyler Oliveira accidentally became part of a Brent Rivera video. I'll go ahead and show you the video that started all of this. Tyler Oliveira was doing a piece of content at a haunted hotel. Brent Rivera was doing one as well. And the two worlds accidentally crossed paths.
That's Brent Rivera calling security and then the cops on me after I asked him this.
Do you fake your videos?
No. It all started when I was staying at the Shining Hotel, came out of my room, and randomly found these two girls in the hallway.
What is happening?
This isn't important by any means, but it's always so weird to me why someone like Brent will claim they don't fake their videos. Like, even children don't care, man. You can just be honest. You don't have to lie. Like, he hired these two women to pretend to be like the little girls from The Shining, and he tries to play it off as like legitimate, I guess, for some reason, which makes no fucking sense at all. This is just a nitpick. It doesn't compute with me. Like, why even bother lying about that? No one's being fooled, not even like an actual glue-eating 4-year-old. Like, there's no shot. You can just be honest. Plus, that kid's also probably not watching a Tyler Oliveira video in the first place anyway. Your secret's probably still going to be safe.
They're holding a video. We're just pranking. Who? You'll see. Who are you people? What do you mean? What is your name? Brent. Brent? Yeah. Brent. Last name? Rivera. What is your name? Dom. Name? Drew. What are you guys filming? Hotel video. What is this? Who are you guys? Are you guys hired by the Brent Rivera group? Maybe. Okay, anyways.
You can immediately see Tyler's being very opportunistic about all of this. They just happened to both be on the same floor, and they were filming this video, and Tyler walked out legitimately right in it, like a pedestrian about to get hit by a fucking car in a crosswalk. But instead of a car in this situation, it's cringe. He's getting absolutely blasted by cringe beams from all directions, and he tries to make the most out of the situation. So he takes advantage of this by directly going to Brent Rivera and his team and busting their balls about the whole thing, which leads to everyone's ham getting steamed. Everyone gets very upset. Tyler's like, oh, what's your name? Brent Rivera. Did he hire you guys? Is this all fake? Is this all a sham, a ruse, a scam? And, you know, I can understand that being a bit of a nuisance from Brent Rivera's perspective. Like, damn, this guy's just coming over here, like, all up in our shit and just, like, interrogating us when we're just trying to film this piece of kids content. Like, it can absolutely be a headache, but the way Brent handles it is atrocious. He starts, like, shaming him for using an iPhone, shaming their equipment. At one point, someone on his team belittles his subscriber number. Like, he couldn't have looked worse in this situation if he tried.
So aware that I was in the middle of a fake YouTube prank, I wanted to see if Brent would admit it, because we all know his videos are fake and he steals everyone's ideas.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys hire these people?
We don't know who those people is.
And unsurprisingly, they made a cameo in Brent's newest video. It's almost like they know each other.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you fake your videos?
No. Do you fake your videos?
No.
This is a big who gives a fuck moment. As Tyler even mentions, everyone knows he fakes his videos, steals ideas, steals thumbnails. Like, everyone knows that. So why do you need to get him to admit it? It wouldn't change anything. And it's not exactly like a great video either. He's just doing this to instigate a conflict, obviously. And Brent Rivera just keeps escalating it. So they both play into each other here. Like fucking piranhas, and they're sniffing clout in the water. Brent Rivera, though, however, is a very fucking dumb piranha, and it all backfires on him.
Alright, okay. Have fun, guys.
I don't know what's going on here.
Oh god, Brent Rivera's right there.
Hey, go have fun with your 100 subscribers, bud.
We get that louder.
You don't have a directional mic on my camera?
I don't know how people haven't realized that insulting someone's subscriber number, financial well-being, and all of that is just an instant L. Like, somehow, people will still say some shit like that guy who said, have fun with your 100 subscribers, bud, with their whole chest. Like, they'll just let that shit rip, not knowing, or being completely oblivious to how awful that makes you look. You lose the second you go there. You look like an insufferable douchebag asshole, like just a fucking pure colonostomy bag of a person. Like, it's outrageous that people still do it, like shaming him for using an iPhone, insulting his mics, which they also bring up, is everything. It's so weird. Now, I want to make it clear, Tyler's not even following them around. He's on a tour. He's on his way to the tour, and Brent Rivera's crew just snipes him on the way by and hits him with, like, drive-by kindergarten insults.
Hey, we're filming our thing. You film yours. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's not be.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Let's not be disrespectful, okay?
Well, you guys shit talking the iPhone, though.
I don't appreciate the disrespect.
What disrespect? I literally walked out of my hotel room and nearly had a heart attack.
Why did you walk up to us, like, enter our space?
I paid $400 a night for the hotel. What do you mean?
Yeah, but if we were normal guests, that would
Whoa.
Okay. Brent Rivera's henchmen, sidekicks, are already being disrespectful to Tyler, as Brent Rivera has also already been, and yet he still tries to be, like, the moral authority here. The girl does make a good point, like, hey, you did come up in our shit, but then she immediately follows it up with, if we were normal guests. So putting themselves on a higher pedestal than normal people. How can people not recognize that you are an asshole for saying shit like that? You're a narcissist. Like, oh, if we were normal guests, this behavior would be acceptable for the plebeians, which we are not. Look at the subscriber count that we have.
Normal guess. You think you're elevated beyond an average human being? You've ascended the human. Wait, what are you? Wait, who are you?
You're harassing our tours.
No.
You need to back up right now.
Come on.
Dude, get moving.
Have fun, guys.
We're not harassing. I want to say hi to my favorite YouTuber, Brent Rivera. Totally doesn't fake his videos, and it's totally awesome.
Hi. Why are you having trouble speaking?
I'm nervous in front of my idols. What do you mean?
Get out of here. Alright, yeah, kick him out, bro.
Isn't that so inspiring? Brent Rivera is starting to chirp up a little bit now that security's there to make sure Tyler can't get close enough to Brent. So then he starts insulting him for fumbling words, I guess, even though I didn't notice him fumble any words. Weird thing to try and stand on, but whatever, I guess.
Anyways, great tour. We're back. Apparently, is it true you kissed your sister, Brent?
You're gonna get out?
You're gonna get us kicked out? You're that powerful?
You want to stay or not?
Yes, he'll let us stay. That was nice. So I start walking to my room, grateful for Brent's mercy. Brent, is that you? It was him. They were all staring at us and filming us on, guess what, an iPhone. Are you recording us? Did you guys film your video?
You were so lame.
The pettiness just keeps going and going and going. It's all so fucking meaningless. The kiss your sister comment, obviously, of course, now just taking jabs at Brent because everything's bubbled over like a bad stew. And Brent and his crew are now recording him and saying he's lame and shit for their own TikToks or whatever. God, it's so goofy.
Did you guys finish your video?
No.
Oh, we're not gonna be able to finish it then.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, they're gonna come and get you guys. They're gonna kick you out.
What do you mean? We paid $375, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm not as rich as you, bro.
This is the third time harassing us. Don't harass.
Whoa. You recorded me.
I'm recording you because you guys are coming up to us
okay.
every single second.
Whoa, we walked in. We're on the same floor.
It's super possible a lot of shit's edited out of Tyler's video, but everything that's here is them just literally having crossed paths and then both parties insulting each other. Like, it doesn't seem like Tyler goes out of his way, especially here in the hallway. They opened the door twice as Tyler was going to the room. That's entirely Brent Rivera and his crew playing fucking peekaboo like it's a goddamn episode of Scooby-Doo with the door opening and closing and then filming him. Now, maybe Tyler did go out of his way a couple times elsewhere that's not in the video. I guess it's possible. But it's also not like he was doing a ton of harassing of them that I've seen here, aside from the initial confrontation, which Tyler obviously leaned into and walked up to them in order to fucking troll them right to their face. Like, that one, Tyler did start for sure, but Brent and his crew were the ones that continued it, at least from everything that's present here. Of course, it is possible that there's a lot we don't see, but there's not like a hero in this story either. Both parties don't look good, but Brent Rivera and his team look significantly worse.
Cooperative and compliant with us, and I appreciate you being reasonable about it.
For sure. My apologies. Sorry, guys.
All right.
It ends as you'd expect. Brent does get them kicked out. The cops do show up, and I'm sure Brent finished that video and it sucks. I guarantee that shit is trash. But that's the conclusion here. Just some petty YouTuber beef that I thought was just at least silly enough to talk about. That's about it. See ya. I mean it when I say I didn't really want to talk about today's topic. It's just some medium rare internet beef that I think is just kind of worthless to go over, but so many people keep bringing it up to me that I feel I should at least talk about it to some extent. So I'll go ahead and cannonball into the septic tank and doggy paddle around for a bit. The main topic involves a banned YouTube creator that I'm sure you've all heard of before. His name is Sneako. A lot of people compared him to like a diet Andrew Tate. He recently got banned, and he still does make content elsewhere. And recently he started targeting me because I made jokes about his friends on the Fresh and Fit podcast, whom I think are beautiful clowns that do some very silly stuff that is entirely entertaining to make fun of. But Sneako didn't see it that way because he's a very sensitive guy, and he started writing their wieners to try and defend a blatantly outrageous story that one of them told about meeting a basketball player at a party, then being invited by that basketball player to a mansion and then fucking a ton of girls at that mansion thanks to the basketball player, which sounds like something a Tumblr account would have made up, and ending with, and everybody clapped. It was such a goofy piece of fan fiction, it felt like he was begging to be humiliated and made fun of, so I started throwing some balls at the clown and dunking them in the tank. I made a video talking and joking about it, and Sneako saw this and he wasn't too happy, so he got offended on his friend's behalf, which of course is a very alpha male thing to do. I know Sneako doesn't like that nomenclature. He never calls himself an alpha male and thinks that it belittles him, but his fan base is and has been red-pilled and thinks of him as like a no-nonsense kind of guy who tells it like it is, a man's man. And yet Sneako cries more than a 12-year-old going through puberty and has very public temper tantrums like a child who didn't get the Spider-Man toy they wanted for Christmas. So he was upset because I was making fun of them. He then makes a big rant about me, calling me a bitch, saying all kinds of things. He doesn't really make any points, he just insults my appearance a lot and makes very bold assumptions about me not going outside and shit like that, which of course has nothing to do with anything I was saying, nor does it debunk any of my points. Not that I was even really making points, I was just making jokes about a silly fucking story, and he's taking it as if I just gave a TED Talk on monogamy, because for some reason he somehow gets lost in like this Winter Soldier episode, like this delusional fantasy, where he starts making a statement on monogamy, which of course had nothing to do with the video I made.
I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl. So there you go. I mean, I told you, like, I could hear it in your voice. The fact that someone doesn't have to abide by those rules. Someone could go and fuck a lot of bitches, that it's so foreign to a lot of people's ideas, because when you get brainwashed, when you get told that monogamy is the answer.
What the fuck are you even talking about? What does this have to do with anything? What does bringing up a picture of me and my girlfriend have anything to do with anything that has happened? And where is monogamy even coming from? You're fighting an invisible enemy right now. You're fighting ghosts that aren't real. Like, none of this had anything to do with the video itself of me joking about a stupid fucking story that this guy told. Like, it's so weird, and he's been mad ever since, as I understand it. I, of course, don't really watch him, but I keep getting updates on Sneako not being happy, wiggling his finger saying, I don't really like this Charlie guy anymore for this. Now, like I said, because so many people keep bringing this up to me every day, I felt obligated to at least, you know, talk about this a little bit and engage with the drama, even though I don't really want to. What I do want to talk about, though, is the Black Friday Moist Global merch sale, baby. A lot of great merch on moistglobal.com is a lot of money off right now, so go to moistglobal.com to get some fucking beautiful items, and we even have some really fun, goofy ones that are in stock right now, such as this wonderful Happy Coat, which is kind of like a bathrobe. It's fantastic. And we also have some Yu-Gi-Oh! Inspired designs available right now as well, which are just fun items, and once all of these are sold out, they won't be restocked, so if you're at all interested, go to moistglobal.com, the link's in the description. I'm gonna keep this on for the rest of the video. The only thing I'm missing now is a cigar, to really get into character here. I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit more about this. I'm pretty familiar with Sneako, probably more so than a lot of his more modern fan base is. I first became aware of his content when he got mad at me a couple years ago because I was criticizing a movie called Cuties. For those that don't know, Cuties was a movie that went to Netflix, and it was basically just softcore child porn. It was a movie that focused on twerking and a coming-of-age film that used real children in real positions of, like, sexualization, where during, like, a twerking contest, they'd have cameras that would go, like, right into their ass and zoom in. It was fucking disgusting stuff. And I made a whole video talking about how fucked up it is that not only does it exist, but Netflix has promoted it and it's on their service. Regardless of what the intention was or what the message aimed to deliver from the director, it completely missed the mark. By using real child actors and doing the things that they did in the film, it became a movie that was only enjoyed by legitimate, real, self-admitted pedophiles. And I made a video talking about how gross that whole situation was, and Sneako made a response to it saying that the outrage around this film is misplaced, and it's actually a good movie.
Americans are like, this is deplorable. I saw this commentator, Penguinz0, who I actually like. There's not a lot of good commentators, but he's like, this movie is deplorable. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing. And it's like he didn't even watch the movie. It's just like he only saw the clips that were gonna piss him off. Or he just got so triggered by the provocative imagery that he just, deplorable. Come on, man. Like, don't you see the reasons why she's doing what she's doing?
Sneako has said multiple times, even in his most recent rant, that he does like my content, though I'm pretty sure he just says that to cushion the blow and, like, tiptoe around it, like, before insulting me. Just in case there's anyone in his chat that likes my content, he wants to make sure to not make them upset, so he makes sure to preface it by saying, well, I actually do like him, but... and then goes on to get super personal about it. This was my first real exposure to Sneako, and it's also the reason I don't care what his opinion is of me, because it's coming from a man who likes cuties. So why the fuck would it matter if he thinks I'm a bitch or anything like that? It legitimately couldn't mean less coming from a guy who openly defends a softcore child porn production.
Okay, if I ever wanted to get canceled, this is the video. I saw Cuties last night and it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. I went in ready to hate like everybody else. I saw the cover and I got clickbaited. So did you. You got clickbaited. The thing about Cuties is it's not an unrealistic film. Like, yes, it shows children in a sexual way, but this is not unusual now. And the people who are really mad about this aren't Gen Z.
Now, the reason I'm showing this isn't just to debate a multiple-year-old Sneako video that he completely ate shit on and had the worst possible take of with this whole cutie situation. The reason I'm showing this is because I haven't liked him since I saw this side of him. I was aware that he made other content, and apparently some of it was pretty good a couple years back, but once I saw this video, it just showed me a really weird guy who it seemed like really just wanted to be contrarian for the sake of it and makes terrible points in defense of this film for some reason. Like, even in your own video, you openly admit right there that yes, it sexualizes children. Full stop, that's not okay. That's a problem.
Like, this girl, at one point, she takes a picture of her vagina and posts it on Instagram. Kids naturally just rebel. I like this movie because it's extremely provocative, but it's realistic. A major criticism of this film was that it's child porn, that they were just showing these kids and that it's gonna bring a bunch of pedophiles in. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not more than anything else that's on the internet now, or not more than beauty pageants in America, which still exist and are exactly what you see in the film.
Do you go to beauty pageants to watch the kids, Sneeko? I certainly hope not. Just because the beauty pageants, which are fucked up, completely agree, just because those exist in the real world doesn't mean that that's justification for this movie. I feel like that should be obvious. You can't use this whataboutism like, oh yeah, Cuties has a lot of sexualization of children, but what about, you know, child beauty pageants? I mean, those are out there in the real world, so what's wrong with Cuties being on Netflix? I won't show you any more from this video, it's dog shit all across the board, but there is one more thing I'd like to highlight. Even when Sneeko started to rise to popularity, I didn't pay too much attention because, again, in my mind, he will always be that guy that for some reason fights for this film, which is just fucking weird. So he's always just been kind of a weird person to me that I don't pay too much attention to, but I couldn't help but take notice of one of his more recent viral clips where he openly defends getting cucked.
So I wanted to break this down, like, because this was, imagine seeing the girl you love, like,
get fucked.
You
love her?
Yeah, I do. I love, yeah, I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, no, let me not say that. I love my wifey, my queen.
And you allowed the love of your life to get fucked by another man.
What happened to the other agreement?
I'm crazy. The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked out. I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do just to test. You know what?
It is a legitimately super sad thing to sit there and listen to because Sneeko is very clearly bothered by that whole situation, but is trying to play it off like a deeper message, like, no, this is actually a good thing, and in fact, I recommend every guy out there try letting their girl get fucked by another man. Then you'll know if it's real, if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. It is fucking tragic to listen to. Now, I want to be clear, I have absolutely no problem with open relationships. I think everyone should be completely within the right to handle their relationships however they see fit and whatever makes them happiest. Contrary to what Sneeko thinks about me, I have legitimately no issue with open relationships at all. But what Sneeko's talking about here isn't so much an open relationship, it's cuckoldry. You have watched your girl get fucked in front of you on at least 2 occasions that he talks about here. And you were right next to her, watching her get fucked, and one time you were so upset about it you had to leave the room after the 3rd pump, you said. You're clearly not really alright with this situation. You're for some reason forcing yourself to be okay with it. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and be an armchair psychologist like you try to do against me during your rants, but it really seems like you don't like it. And yet, for some reason, you're also trying to celebrate it and promote it like a good thing. It's just super sad. Like, if you're fucking other girls and she's fucking other guys, that's one thing, but you being in the same bed that she is fucking another man in and watching her, and then even talking about how, like, upset you were about how much she was moaning and the deep eye contact she was making with the man she was fucking in front of you, like, you're not really okay with it, it sounds like. So stop trying to pretend to be, and stop trying to make it seem like this is a good, healthy thing for everyone that everyone needs to try. It's just pretty sad. So this is always in the back of my mind when he starts critiquing my relationship, or really any relationship for that matter. Like, what really gives you the right, especially when you're clearly in a very complicated situation in your own mind with your relationship? So, like I said, I didn't really want to talk about this, but he apparently keeps shitting on me and making a big hoopla about it, and people keep bringing it up to me, so I felt like I should at least address it in some capacity. So this is me talking about it, and that's about it. So yeah. Last night, we finally reached the conclusion to a wacky drama arc, and I gotta tell ya, the finale really fell flat. What a stinker. I'm talking, of course, about the Bayonetta 3 voice acting situation, where the voice actress for Bayonetta, Helena Taylor, made claims that the pay to voice Bayonetta in the 3rd game was just insulting and unsatisfactory. She led people to believe that they were only offering her $4,000 for the entire game, and that's why she stepped away from the project and then called for a boycott on it. But then a report came out with the real offer and the actual numbers they offered her, and it wasn't confirmed 100% at the time by Helena Taylor until last night, where she went on a 9-tweet-long rampage where she made it clear that she manipulated everyone with her Twitter videos and omitted important details from them, and basically just used everyone like toilet paper to wipe her ass with here over a petty feud with Nintendo and Platinum Games. I don't see any future where Helena Taylor bounces back from this as a voice actress, She also does make the claim that she has no interest in voice acting anymore, so perhaps this was her, you know, go out with a bang moment or something like that. But to me, this just feels like going out like a sad, wet fart, just lying to everyone and ruining your good reputation, because she was a beloved voice actress. She voiced Bayonetta, an iconic character, and now this is going to be the main thing she's remembered for. I went over all of it on stream as it unfolded in real time, so I'm going to go ahead and play all those clips for you now and bring you all up to speed on how this all wrapped up. It's come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. See thread. Gold digging is not the right word. That's not really applicable here. As I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained that their first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is a $450 million franchise. I then wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya, asking for what I was worth. I thought that as a creative he would understand. Hold on. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game. I was offered an extra $5,000, so I declined to voice the game. Heard nothing from them for 11 months. Then they offered me a flat fee to voice the some lines for $4,000. Any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, are total fabrications. There were not extensive negotiations. I've been informed of ridiculous fictions, such as I asked for $250K. I'm a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value that I bring to the game. I was paid a shockingly low total of 3,000 euros total for the first game, a little more for the second. I wanted a voicer. I've drummed up interest in this game ever since I started on Twitter in 2011. So one thing that stands out, she never said that she was offered $10,000 total across any of those games. Did I miss that? She had always made it seem like they had only offered her $4,000 total. And also, this isn't even a lie either, by the way. According to the articles, the total would have come out to $15,000. So this right here, the 10K plus an extra 5K is $15,000. She's confirming that. I don't know why she's saying any other lies about 4K for 5 sessions are total fabrications. That, like, she is just confirming that that was an accurate thing. It matches up with the timeline that she was offered a 4K cameo. Was that confirmed? Because then that would match, yeah. One of the reports I read is she was offered a cameo after she declined, and they were going to pay her $4,000 for like an hour of her time. Which I think is very fair as a cameo, since she declined the main role. So that is a confirmed statement then? Okay. Then yeah. She's basically just confirmed everything from the report as being accurate. What she's saying in her video is that she wasn't lying. Yeah, but this contradicts that, because now she's being open. That offer was $10,000, which she never said in any of her 3 videos. She had said a flat rate of 4K total. She explicitly said that. This 10K was never mentioned by her as their offer. But is $10,000 a lot? Well, that's what I said. There's plenty of room to debate on like what voice actors should be making, like at a professional level for AAA games. There's plenty of room for a debate there on that being not enough. But that's not the point here. The point is she misled everyone on what was actually going on.
What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US.
Bang. It's just a quiet video. I don't know what to tell you. She recorded this with terrible sound quality. It's just a quiet video. I don't know what to do about it. It's maxed on OBS and it's maxed here. It's just a quiet video. But yeah, she outright said it's $4,000 for the whole game, which is just blatantly wrong, which she even confirmed in her own thread here. They're not even discrediting what you have to say. You've discredited yourself as well. They just posted the facts, which prove you wrong, which you also just proved yourself wrong. I don't know. I don't understand what her in-game was here. What a disaster. What an absolute fucking disaster. Wow. It's a $450 trillion game. True. How are you still talking about this? What? She just made it. What do you mean, how am I still talking about it? She made it 9 tweets an hour ago, all proving that the reports were the accurate ones and she lied. What do you mean, how am I still talking about it? Just happened. So they offered her 10K. She declined. They offered her an extra 5K. She declined again. They hired someone new. She found out, wanted back, and after 11 months, they offered her a cameo for 4K. She got mad at that and made the tweets. Yeah, that seems to be the timeline. No, again, I think there's plenty of room for a debate on voice actor pay. 100%. This was not the way of doing it, though. This was absolutely awful. Right back into reading just like Yu-Gi-Oh! You want to know the crazy thing? All of her tweets right here, all 9 of these, probably don't even equate to a single Yu-Gi-Oh! Card worth of text. If she had said all this from the start, I think most people would have had the same reaction about how underpaid the offer was. It's possible. I have no idea, because, I mean, we can only speculate. If she had just been honest, like, hey, I'm not voicing Bayo 3 because I really feel like voice actors aren't getting the pay they deserve in the AAA gaming space. Here's the offer here's the offer Platinum Games made me. Here's the amount of hours they expected me to work for this pay. I found it to be low, so I walked. Like, she could have still drummed up plenty of support that way. Some people would agree with her, some people would disagree, but that's the whole point of having the conversation. Is there any possible reason for Helena Taylor to have tried something like this, only to sabotage herself? That's what I've been really trying to figure out. I don't know. I don't know what the goal was. Like, I don't see what she possibly thought could come from this. Like, let's say, you know, here, let's just picture a world where she was telling the truth, which she's now confirmed she wasn't. But let's picture a world where she was. Best case scenario, she financially hurts Platinum Games and Nintendo a little bit with some people that boycott the game and don't play it. But even in that situation, how does that help her? Game companies are going to look at her and what she did there and be skeptical of hiring her, because what if she does that again? Like, you know, I feel like we're paying her a good rate, but what if she's secretly not happy with it? What if she blasts us online and starts up a controversy? Like, then she becomes a flight risk for all of the other game companies as well as all the other projects. She'd be unhireable regardless for a lot of places. Crunchyroll has been very anti-union recently. They refuse to even have meetings with... Yeah! You just brought up something interesting we talked about a bit. The voice actor for Mob in Mob Psycho 100 for the English dub, the man just asked about the union and they dropped him. Straight dropped him for asking about the union. I was like speaking Voldemort's name out loud. He made a video on it. I think his name's Kyle McCartney? Or McCarley. Kyle McCarley. He made a video explaining what happened here. It's interesting. He said he would do the work if they just had a meeting about potentially hiring union in the future, and they said no. Yep. I recommend checking the video out if you're interested in it. I think it's a fascinating topic, and a sad one, obviously, because he just lost the main role in Mob Psycho just for even talking about the union. Yeah, overall, a pretty upsetting situation, and one other thing that I'd like to mention that I didn't talk on during stream is during Helena Taylor's initial Twitter videos, she also, like, insults Jennifer Hale, the voice actress who came in to voice Bayonetta 3 in the upcoming game after Helena Taylor declined the role. For some reason, she was super rude to her, saying she has no right to call herself Bayonetta and all this shit, which just came across as, like, very salty, maldy, and misplaced aggression, because Jennifer Hale did nothing wrong. It's not like she was in the room during negotiations trying to, like, force Helena Taylor out or something. So that always rubbed me the wrong way, and I said that on the very first video immediately. And I just want to point that out once again, that looks even worse now, considering Helena Taylor was the one that misled everyone here as to the truth of what was going on and omitted the most important details of this story and situation. So I just wanted to again call attention to that, because this whole thing is just awful. Like, I don't understand. I still don't understand what she thought would come from this. She, I guess, just assumed they would never release the real reports of what she was offered, and that clearly wasn't the case. They came with the receipts, which Helena Taylor investigated and said, yep, these are the real receipts, yet still somehow tries to make it seem like she wasn't misleading people, even though it's clear when you read her tweets, she was. So the whole thing is just so messy, and yeah, just wanted to give everyone the update on how this all finished off. That's about it. So yeah. Internet drama is a lot like a Pokemon. It can always evolve, and that's exactly what we've seen today. A very spicy piece of drama recently just entered into its metamorphosis stage, and now it's about to pop out of the larva and become a beautiful butterfly. And unfortunately, this butterfly is coming with bad news. It seems like we may have all been lied to, fed a fib, played for a fool, schmeckeldorfed, It's in regards to the Bayonetta 3 situation. I recently made a video covering all of the drama with Bayonetta 3, and within 24 hours of posting this video, the entire situation got flipped on its ass with a stunning plot twist the likes of which George R.R. Martin could only dream of writing, and it's left me out in the rain, cold, scared, and wondering where everything went wrong. For those that aren't caught up to speed with this latest drama lore, I'll give you the quick breakdown. Helena Taylor is the voice actress behind Bayonetta, an iconic character, and she made a series of posts on Twitter that all went viral, the first of which being a video that has nearly 10 million views, stating that the reason she's not voicing Bayonetta in the new game coming up is because they were only offering her $4,000 for the whole game. Obviously, $4,000 for a role this size in a AAA game of this caliber is pretty low. You could probably make $4,000 quicker and easier just pretending to be a girl in RuneScape, so she called it an insulting offer, and everyone on the internet agreed, because obviously this is a pretty shitty deal. So she turned down the role and walked away and said that it's because they were only offering her that $4,000 for the whole game. She then urged fans to boycott Bayonetta 3 and instead spend that money on charities instead. Now, Nintendo does what Nintendo does best. They ignored this whole situation. I think they're still trying to figure out how email works, so they probably never even saw this to begin with. But Platinum Games lead Hideki Kamiya did at least become aware of this situation by making that post saying, you know, it's sad about the untruth out there and beware of my rules. The tweet reads like a monologue from a villain after they've been caught in Scooby-Doo, but the beware of my rules that he caps locked in there refers to his rule of if you speak English, you get blocked. For many years now, Kamiya has been well known to block anyone that speaks English at him. His fucking block list is longer than the Yellow Page phone book. There are more people on his block list than there are registered in the goddamn US criminal database. It's wild how many people he's blocked. So that's what he's talking about here. And for the last couple days, this is where the story had stopped. This is where the brakes were really pumped into full effect until last night. A Bloomberg article came out that really absolutely changed the entire situation here. Bloomberg, more like Boomberg, because this shit was a bomb. The report comes from two people who were familiar with the negotiations, and the documentation was reviewed by Bloomberg and confirmed to be genuine. So according to them, Platinum Games really wanted to get Helena Taylor back in voicing Bayonetta. According to the documents, they didn't offer her $4,000 for the entire game. They offered her up to $4,000 per session for 5 sessions of 4 hours each. So about $1,000 per hour, which is very different than the claims Helena Taylor was leading us to believe. So in response to the initial offer here of the $4,000 per session, Taylor allegedly asked for a 6-figure sum as well as residuals on the game, which Platinum declined, and then after those negotiations fell through, she walked away and they took auditions for a new voice actress for Bayonetta. According to professional voice actors, that $4,000 per session rate that Helena Taylor was being offered is above the norm. Now, I do think it's important to mention that there's still plenty of room here for a debate on whether or not voice acting talent is paid reasonably. As I understand it, it's actually been a long-running thing for a while that voice actors get fucked in the face when it comes to what they're paid for their work, at least in comparison to other mediums, and I didn't realize how big this problem was. Even just recently, the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 dub actors came out and revealed that they were only getting paid $150 each for their roles. And these were huge roles. Like, that is outrageous. And I've seen plenty of actual fucking stupid brain takes from Twitter assholes who love to take their pants off and wiggle their little wiener around saying, voice acting's so easy, they shouldn't even be paid at all. They're paid in exposure more than anything. They should be grateful to even be in the game to begin with. It's an honor. I don't know why they're even asking for pay. $1,000 is too much for how easy the job is. And I think it's pretty clear how dumb that shit is. Voice acting is a legitimate talent that takes years to perfect, and it's a very important part of media, especially games. If you have shitty voice acting, the character is going to become a laughable joke and the narrative is going to fall flat on its face. We've seen it a million times before, and we'll see it a million more into the future. Voice acting is integral to these stories. And if you don't think so, then please just play the games on mute from now on. Put your money where your mouth is. I'd like to see how much you really connect with a game when it's just completely fucking muted throughout all of its cutscenes and shit. It is a big component, so I'm really tired of that dumb take. But Helena Taylor here, if all of this is true, which it seems like it is is the worst person to try and spark this kind of debate, because she's just completely framed this wrongly by lying and manipulating everyone. She also did respond with an email saying that it's all an absolute lie and said Platinum was trying to save their ass and the game. She said she stood by everything she said in the video. I would like to put this whole bloody franchise behind me, quite frankly. Get on with my life in theater, she wrote. So this is an absolute dog shit response from Helena Taylor here. I don't even know where to begin. I guess we'll start with the obvious one. If this is all a lie, it should be extremely easy for her to prove that they're lying, because she's already broken the NDA. You know, she's already wiped her whole ass with the NDA. You might as well just show the contract they offered you, the negotiation documents they offered you that would confirm your side of $4,000 for the whole game. You should be able to easily produce that, considering you've already broken the NDA, so there's no reason not to prove that you're being truthful here. This should be an easy slam dunk if this is all a lie. But then she goes on to say that she wants to put this entire bloody franchise behind her and move on. You started this. You were the instigator. What do you mean? It's not like this just came out of nowhere and threw you into this whirlwind of chaos. You were the one that came here and made this whole hoopla. So I really don't understand why she's trying to portray herself as the victim here now. Like, in the first place, she was viewed as a victim of a very shitty negotiation on behalf of Platinum Games and Nintendo. But now, after this information comes forward, her response should be, this is a lie and here's my proof, as opposed to, it's a lie and I just want to move on, I just want to wash my hands of this. Now they're being childish. Now they're playing dirty in the pig pen and I just won't have any of that. I'm moving on. Like, that's not how you do this. You've ruined your own career now. If all of this from their side is the accurate one, your entire career as a voice actress is kaput. You've completely lied about what happened here and fabricated the story, and even called on a boycott of the property, trying to directly hurt them financially off of a completely manufactured story. Again, this isn't directly from Platinum Games nor Nintendo, so I still think it should be taken with a grain of salt. But the fact that this came from two people in the negotiations with Helena Taylor, as well as confirmed by Bloomberg, as well as corroborated by a few other sources inside the industry, it's very strong evidence here against Helena Taylor's claims. I'd like to believe that Helena Taylor didn't lie about this whole thing and is going to come out of nowhere with this ace card like Yugi Moto pulling out the Dark Magician at the last second, but I'm very skeptical now because of this email that was released in the report as well. But we'll have to wait and see. If she lied about all of this, I think that is beyond scummy. What a fucked up, messy situation. I really don't even understand what the end goal would have been for her in this case. All it's done is ruin her career as a voice actress, as well as maybe even just in theater to begin with, because if anyone looks up Helena Taylor now, they're going to find this massive scandal, if it's proven that she lied about all of it. So this was legitimately just a career ender. She just checkmated her whole acting livelihood. And I just don't even understand why. If, of course, it all is confirmed. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about it because this was kind of a wild development, and that's about it. So yeah. When it comes to internet drama and controversy, I've got my finger on the pulse and I'm always ready to go wild with it on day one. I'm like Jimmy Johns with that freaky fast delivery, giving you a take and then goofing around with a topic for a bit. But this week was a little different. I showed up tardy to the party today on the Bayonetta 3 situation, and there's a good reason for it. I wanted to wait to see how this one unfolded over the last few days, but it hasn't changed much, so I figured I'll just talk about it now and show you clips from my stream when I went over it. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the Bayonetta 3 drama right now. A series of clips went viral on Twitter where the voice actress behind Bayonetta, her name's Helena Taylor, made a series of tweets with a video talking about why she's not voicing Bayonetta in the new game.
Hello, my name's Helena Taylor, and I am the voice of Bayonetta, and I would like to explain to you why I didn't voice Bayonetta 3. What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US.
This is obviously extremely low for an incredibly large amount of work that's required for AAA game voice acting, especially at the level of Bayonetta, a huge franchise, so it's absolutely a slap in the face. This is Platinum Games and Nintendo spitting on her, and the internet was rightfully upset. Bayonetta is an iconic character. It's a very big title. It's one that I'm sure most people at least recognize, even if they don't play the games themselves, because the character's very popular. And a large part of it is thanks to Helena Taylor's work as Bayonetta. I did see a couple of bah-humbugging Scrooges out there that were saying, who cares about Helena Taylor? She doesn't make the character, she just voices it. And I feel like that's just such a brain-dead take. Like, if you really don't care about the voice acting, then play your game on mute every time there's a cutscene and see how much fun you're having there. Like, it's a very big part of characters. Of course, you can have good characters without voice acting, but having a good voice actor or actress helps elevate the character as well. But anyway, I'm already veering off the trail here, going off topic on a tangent, tackling dumb opinions from the Twitter cesspool of piss-brained babies. But the thing is, $4,000 for that kind of work at that level is nothing shy of criminal. That shit is downright insulting, and obviously, this made Helena Taylor walk away from the project since this is the most they were willing to offer her. Now, I don't know if this was Platinum Games that came up with that rate for her, or if it was Nintendo. In my heart, I truly believe it was Nintendo. There is just a holy spirit within me that is screaming, Nintendo, because this is like some real textbook Nintendo shit. Nintendo is cheap on everything they do. Look no further than Nintendo Online, for God's sakes. Paying for that service should have that company shut down. It is the worst online service of all time. They don't bother changing it. It's expensive. It's trash. And also, historically, Nintendo doesn't put a lot of money behind things. For example, let's just talk about like sanctioned tournaments from Nintendo where the grand prize isn't money, it's a controller. You know, shit like that. They have a history of being extremely cheap with their things and the things they put out, that I imagine they're also very cheap with their wages and trying to like cut corners on salaries or making offers like this. There is absolutely no reason at all why Helena Taylor, someone who helped build Bayonetta into the iconic character she is, should be getting an offer this low. They should be begging her to continue working on the character and building the character, because her voice is now synonymous with Bayonetta. Hearing any other voice is going to be jarring. Now, she's been replaced by Jennifer Hale, one of the largest voice actresses of all time. There is no shot she accepted a $4,000 offer. So I, as well as many others, believe that that $4,000 offer to Helena Taylor was their way of having her leave on her own terms by giving her a shitty offer they knew she wouldn't accept. So this tells me that they wanted a bigger name attached to the project in order to hopefully boost sales or come with a built-in audience. So they got rid of Helena Taylor, but instead of just firing her and like kicking her out saying like, hey bub, it's time to pack your things and go, they instead did this in an extremely scummy and shady way by just completely devaluing her talent to her face by making this terrible offer that they knew no one in their right mind would accept. That's the theory, at least. It's just a game theory, but I believe that's probably the case here, and it's absolutely tragic. Now, again, the reason why I didn't cover this, like, the day that it started coming out is because I wanted to see if Platinum Games or Nintendo or even Jennifer Hale would make a statement about this, where, you know, like Jennifer Hale, whom I don't think bears any blame in this situation. I'm sure she didn't know any of this. I was just wondering if she would come out and say something like, yeah, I definitely was offered more than $4,000 for this role. Something weird is here. But, of course, that's a little unrealistic to expect considering NDAs and all of that shit, but I just wanted to see if something like that would happen. So far, it hasn't. Platinum Games hasn't put out a statement. Hideki Kamiya is just blocking everyone on Twitter like he normally does. He said that there's a lot of untruth out there, which I'm guessing is in reference to this, and then made this bold statement of beware of my rules. So he's already speaking like an actual villain here. And so far, that's the only statement. Helena Taylor also called on fans to boycott Bayonetta 3 and instead spend their money on charity instead, which I think is a sweet sentiment overall. I don't know how successful a boycott's going to be, but I can understand where she's coming from in trying to get some kind of action against Platinum Games Nintendo here for this situation. But anyway, let me show you some clips from the stream where I dive into it a bit more. Yeah, I'll briefly mention the Bayonetta 3 stuff. I feel like I've already talked about it like 5 times, but I'll do it again in case my take was lost to the river of time. Absolutely terrible what Helena Taylor was offered $4,000 to do that whole game on a character she helped be like build as an iconic character. Her voice, very recognizable as Bayonetta, offering $4,000 to her. Truly shit. I don't think anyone would disagree. They very clearly did that because they wanted to force her out. I don't think it was a legitimate offer. They replaced her with Jennifer Hale, one of the biggest voice actresses of all time. You've got to be out of your goddamn mind to think Jennifer Hale accepted that role for $4,000. So 100% they wanted a bigger name to push that game. So they got rid of Helena Taylor for her, but they didn't want to just like fire her. They gave her an insulting offer so she'd walk on her own. It would have been better just to fire her. I mean, it would have been a lot less scummy. Still shitty considering everyone recognizes Bayonetta's voice. It's very distinguished. Like, it's very silly to replace it in the third fucking game. But, like, let's say you did want to move on to a bigger name. There's a way of doing that gracefully. You know, like a thank you for all the hard work you've done here, as opposed to insulting their work with a $4,000 offer to replace them. It's silly. How much did they offer the new VA? I have no idea, but it's very, very, very much higher than $4,000. You guys might not know Jennifer Hale's name, but you know her work. She has voiced in pretty much everything that you've watched and played for like 20 years. Why did I go to her Wikipedia instead of her IMDb? Literally like everything. She is not getting signed on for $4,000, I'll tell you right now. I don't know if it was Platinum Games or if it was Nintendo. Because from what I recall, the reason Bayonetta's even on the Switch, why Bayonetta 2 even happened, is because Nintendo agreed to take up all of the financial burden of the game. So I really do wonder if it was Nintendo who said we need a bigger name for Bayonetta, so we need to get Helena Taylor out, here's $4,000, or if it was Platinum. I would be very curious to know, like, definitively, who made that call. Because it definitely seems more like a Nintendo decision than a Platinum Games decision, but I could be biased because I'm such a Platinum Games fan. They've made some of my favorite games. Nintendo would have sued her as well. True. That's, I mean, they still probably will. I'm pretty sure her telling her salary, like their offer, was against the NDA. And with Nintendo, they are going to enforce the fuck out of that, I bet. Yeah, like Babylon's Fall, right? You take that name out of your mouth. That wasn't Platinum Games. That was Platinum Games' evil twin. Platinum Games have made so many bangers, but they have been in a downward spiral, I will admit. Fucking Babylon's Fall. Is Hideki still on Twitter? I believe his account is restricted. So I think this is important to clear up confusion. Hideki Kamiya, the one on Twitter who everyone immediately flocked to start, like, bringing this to his attention, he blocks everyone. And he's blocked everyone for 10 years. One of his rules on his Twitter is if you speak English, I block you. Like, he blocks legitimately everybody. So everyone's saying, like, oh, he's blocking me, which means I got him where it hurts. You didn't. This guy is just a menace. He blocks everybody. The Wonderful 101 Kickstarter reward was getting unblocked by him. I didn't remember that. Jesus. Yeah, I'm surprised more people didn't know that. It became a big meme on Twitter, the check if you're blocked by Kamiya meme. Because almost everyone who speaks English is. If he sees you speaking English, he blocks you. Even if you don't reply to him, if he sees you speaking English, he blocks you. And has for years. Yeah, most people just wrote it off as him being quirky. But it is kind of cringe, especially when like a legitimate situation gets brought up. Man, he is wilding out on Twitter right now, though. He has made, Jesus Christ, about 20-something tweets in the last 15 hours. The man is a prolific shitposter. He's got 240,000 tweets. He spends more time on Twitter than he does at the studio. Sucks knowing the full story because from what we have heard, she's done a great job with Bayo. Jennifer Hale does a great job in everything she's in. I can't recall a single one of her 2 billion games I've played where I'm like, damn, this voice acting's shit. At least from her. Like, she's just good, which is why she's one of the biggest. Would you have taken the offer to would you have taken the offer to voice Bayonetta for 4K? That's not a good question to ask me. I'm not in a position where, like, I need money for voice acting services. I do voice acting because it's fun and I know I'm bad at it, so it becomes like a self-aware kind of joke when I do it. But for an actual professional, that is beyond insulting. Especially for a title like Bayonetta. I don't like that she's throwing shade at the new actress. That was the only thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. How she was saying Jennifer Hale doesn't have the right to call herself Bayonetta or something to that effect. That was a little weird. Like, it's not Jennifer Hale's fault, right? I don't know why she would get mad at Jennifer Hale. She took the job. She took the job probably not knowing Helena Taylor was offered such dog shit to force her out of the game. I don't think they told her that, like, hey, Jennifer, we want you to voice Bayonetta 3 because the last voice actress we decided to offer a terrible salary to because we didn't want her here anymore. We want you instead. Like, I don't think she, like, fist bumped them after that. Like, good plan.